hear me? Yeah. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
We are here today for a very, very important reason. Like Brother Joseph had just told you, that today is the 6th anniversary of the death of Mike Brown, who was brutally shot down in cold blood in Ferguson, Missouri, August 9th, 2014. His body laid in the street for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours, his body laid in the street. And his community just saw that. This was the beginning of social media and people using social media as our own platform and as our own voice to be able to share our narratives. Because at that point, the mainstream always controlled the narrative, always controlled the stories. But we started to use social media to put our own images and our own videos to show what was documented in our own community. And something amazing was starting to happen. People started to post his body, his life's body in the street. It started circulating. First it started circulating in Ferguson. And more people in Ferguson saw what was happening and went down to that area. More and more people started coming down to that neighborhood, that block. Soon there was a whole crowd out there. The next day, we had the visual for Mike Brown. Hundreds of people came out to pay tribute to Mike Brown. They had a small memorial with teddy bears and stuffed animals. And just like the police normally do, not coming to protect and serve us, they came to agitate the Ferguson community. So they came by the dozens to agitate the community. And they came with police dogs. And the community members said the police dogs came and they allowed the police dogs to urinate on the memorial. Urinate on Mike Brown Memorial. And that was the first day of the uprising. Because people were so angry, so fed up. They felt like their voice wasn't being heard, that they was not going to get justice, obviously, from the people who murdered Mike Brown. So they took justice into their own hands. And that uprising inspired so many uprisings all across America, from Baltimore to Louisville to Paterson. It inspired a generation. It inspired me, it inspired Joseph. Did it inspire you?
Hell yeah.
Did it inspire you?
Hell yeah.
Let me tell you something. The Ferguson uprising is the largest, longest uprising in America's history. They protested for 400 days straight. You think the protest ended just because it's not on the news. It's not on the news just because maybe there isn't any looting going on, there isn't no broken windows, there isn't no burnt police cars. Because we know that to the society, to the white supremacist society, and to the mainstream media, that broken glass is worth more than broken black bodies. To the mainstream media, right, damaged property is worth more than damaged black bodies. But we, as a people who believe that Black Lives Matter and that black people are human too, realize that broken windows can't be replaced. Black lives can't.
Yeah.
Broken windows can be replaced, but black lives can't. Cop cars can be replaced, but not black lives. So don't talk to me about looting when this very system, very land that we've been standing on right now is looted land. We're standing on stolen land. So don't talk to me about looting and rioting when this country was built off of looting. The theft of land, the theft of black bodies, the theft of labor. This whole system is built off theft. So don't come to me with your moral consciousness saying to us we need to stop looting. America needs to stop looting. America should have never looted. We would have been comfortable in Africa. We would have been comfortable in our homeland. So we're here today, standing in solidarity with Mike Brown, because justice for Mike Brown doesn't mean that Mike Brown is going to come back. We know that his life is gone. Justice for Mike Brown means that there is not going to be another life taken on our watch. Not in Paterson, not in Inglewood, not in Wayne, not in Teaneck, not in Haledon, Clifton, Camden, Jersey City, anywhere in New Jersey, anywhere in New York, we're going to make sure that this stops with this generation. There's this old song in the civil rights era, right? And they used to sing that change is going to come someday. Someday.
That day is today.
But that day is today. We're not going to keep saying that we want to see change someday. Someday is now. This is the generation that's going to change the entire world. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 of us, 10 of us, 100 of us. We're going to change this world, and we got them shaking in their boots right now. Raise a hand if this is your first Black Lives Matter rally you've been to.
Okay.
Welcome. Everyone tell them I love you.
Love you.
Tell them I love you.
Love you.
This is a movement rally in love and solidarity. And we're going to welcome everybody into this movement, because this is not my movement, it's not Joe's movement, it's not the Black Lives Matter Paterson's movement, this is our movement. We're all the leaders we've been looking for. Some of us may not even be from Paterson, and you're going to go back to your own town and get it popping over there. You're going to get it popping over there. Recognize this. If anyone remembers this, when the Black Lives Matter movement started maybe in 2014 and then popped off again in 2016, the rallies were only regulated to certain neighborhoods, right? It was only going on in Paterson or Newark or Jersey City. It wasn't really going on in Ridgewood or Wayne or Morristown or Haledon.
Any white town.
Or any of these white towns, sometimes I never even heard of before.
Real talk.
But then when this iteration started, people started inviting me to protest in towns that were Trump towns.
Right.
Trump towns. And it was out there deep.
Yep.
Folks were out there deep. I went to a protest in Kinnelon. I was like, where's that? I had to use my GPS. I don't know still. But look, I pulled up. As soon as I pulled up, a pickup truck pulled up right next to me. And in the back of his pickup truck, he had a Trump flag and he had an American flag. They took the Trump flags and their Blue Lives Matter flags and started to walk towards our protest. This is the society that we're living in. They think that because we're saying that Black Lives Matter, that we're against them.
Right.
They think that because we want justice, that means we want injustice for them.
Right.
That's not what this is all about. This is about justice for everybody. This is for justice for everybody. Not for just one person, because this is how it got this problem in the first place. We want justice for everybody. Do you want justice for all?
Yes.
You want justice for all?
Yes.
Are you willing to do what our dear brother John Lewis said, get in some good trouble?
Yes.
We're going to get in some good trouble.
Yeah.
This is that generation. Don't forget, our leaders in the past, they were 30 years old, they were 20 years old. There's a new documentary, a movie coming out about Fred Hampton. He died when he was 21 years old.
Right.
21 years old and that powerful. So I know I'm not the leader of this. There's some high school kids that's the leader of this.
Talk about it.
There's some kids who dropped out of the high school and they're the leaders of this. Those are my leaders. Those are your leaders too. Don't look nobody down for how they look, for how they dress, or the educational level. Because I'm telling you, I've been to Ferguson, I've been to Baltimore, I've been to Minneapolis. When you're getting shot at with rubber bullets, you won't care if that person has a degree next to you.
That's right.
You won't care if the person next to you who's pouring water in your eyes has a degree or not. If they speak perfect English. That's your brother right now. That's your sister right now. That's your sibling right now. And that's what unity is all about. So it doesn't matter if there's 5 of us or 10 of us, we're right now united. And we're going to keep going to each other's rallies and grow this movement in New Jersey. Are y'all with that?
Yeah.
Are y'all with that?
Yeah.